Yo. Welcome. I'm basically just here hanging out for a little bit. So y'all can feel free to hang with me. Chat's open. Punch in your questions. Say hi. Let me know where you're from and what you had for lunch. And can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? We good? I just got a new mic, so I'm still trying to figure this part out. Yeah. Sydney, what's up? What's up, Andrew? Sydney gang. So I'm just gonna yo, Benjamin. I'm just gonna post this up loud and clear, dog. All right, just gonna post this up to my story. Just tell them that we hanging. Sup, y'all? Trader Fraz, how you doing, G? All right, just gonna post this up to my story. Look, if you can see, there's now 2 of me. All right. Oh, how does this work? Not so good with technology, guys. What's going on, gang? I'm live. That's me right there. And yeah, I'm going live on my YouTube. So yeah, jump on and come have a chat. There we go. That's me posting. So Perth. Okay, I hear you. I wanted to get a podcast up today. Generally, I like to get them up on the Wednesday, but woke up pretty sick this morning, actually. Not pretty sick, just a little bit sick. I don't know where to look, by the way. Do I look at me on the screen or do I look into the camera directly? Like, do I stare straight down the barrel of your souls? Do I look at where the names are and what the names are saying? You know, it's tough. It's tough to get this right. Andrew retracted his message. Why? Andrew, there was nothing wrong with your message. It was a lovely message. No, it's all good. So we've got 15 in here. That's pretty good. It's fucking great, actually. Andrew's back. All right. My G. Yeah, so I generally like to get my podcast up on a Wednesday, but yeah, woke up not feeling great this morning. And I had enough energy to come sit at the computer screen to trade, but I didn't have the energy to do just about anything else. I'm in the same clothes that I slept in. I've barely eaten. I know I'm not exactly a pillar of health today, but I'm here nonetheless. So yeah, guys, if you're here, if you're sitting here, it's because you wanted to come hang, and I'm happy to just kind of have a chat with y'all. So if you got any questions, you got any comments or concerns, yeah, drop them in the little chat. You got the COVID. Damn it. I knew I was not too far off from catching that bad boy. And it is what it is. All right, so Fly Free HS. Let's just jump into this. Let's just get a little fucking convo going. Fly Free HS, you did good on art. Congrats. How did you get this well at trading? Man, honestly, today was a bit of an exception. Nah, I'm joking. Look, just years, bro. 2.5 years I've been in the game now. Like I tell you what, last week I honestly thought my trading career was coming to a speeding halt, because of how badly I was trading through the first 3 weeks of March. So like I've managed to turn it around a little bit this week with FMP on Monday and ART today. But honestly, that's where my edge is when it's really fast tape like that. Like when things are moving quickly like that, I feel most comfortable, and that's purely from spending time in the game, spending time kind of getting my hands dirty, spending time in and around things that are moving fast and kind of like whipping around. Like I feel pretty comfortable there now. So yeah, trading ART on that breakout, especially from 117 there, when it started to really kind of get vert, that's where I just spent a long enough kind of watching stuff like that to know that, hey, this is actually going to start breaking out here. You can see that the bid was getting thicker. They were lifting offers higher. The offers were kind of spending less time on the offer, like they were kind of getting lifted quicker. It was just there was a lot of volume being done on offer. It was quite heavy there, so you kind of could see that they were kind of coiling under that 120 there, and based on yesterday's kind of move in the Arvo and based on the early buyers we saw in the pre-market, I thought that there was every chance that volume's going to come back into this thing, and it could potentially get silly. So yeah, as soon as I saw that, I thought, nah, I got to fucking put all my attention onto ART today. So I just kind of focused, just focused in on ART, and just spent the whole day trading it. I think I traded it, scalped it like 21 times, or traded it 21 times today, in and out. So yeah, that's just on ART though. Hi Sav, Roger, Ramjet. Would you mind going through your Excel morning prep? So I don't actually use Excel. I just use Evernote. I just got a little basically I have these tables. I wish I could show you. I'm not able to screen share yet. I'm still in the process of figuring out what software. If anyone has any recommendations for like streaming software, that's my next step, because I've got the webcam, I've got the mic, I've got the headphones. All I need now is to get the right software. So OBS. Yeah, that's the one I was kind of looking at. So all right, maybe I'll just go with OBS. So yeah, eventually I want to get to the point where I can do a little screen sharing, and I can kind of show, a few things that I use and maybe look at some charts and stuff like that. But we're chart free for today. I will just kind of briefly talk to you about my my morning prep, and what it looks like is let me pull it up just so I can read through it. Let me pull it up here. So the morning routine, it's basically, what I do is I screenshot the overnight 1 day performance from all the sectors. I screenshot all the ETFs, and I kind of get a sense of like what the market's going to do, like what's kind of going to be in play, what's going to be relevant to the stuff that I want to trade. So I do that first. I kind of get a general sense of the market. And then I go through, I have these little tables set up for each group. So obviously we got the 5 opening groups of the ASX in alphabetical order: A, B, C to F, G to M, N to R, and then S to Z or something. Whatever they are, the 5 what I'm talking about. So basically I have a table set up for each group, and I manually just do this every day. I kind of go through and I manually type in all the ticker codes from previous days that I'd had kind of sitting there as things that I like the look of, because of, it had news the previous day, or kind of it was at it had like, big RVOL the previous day, or whatever. I got this list, and then every single day I'll manually go through all the tickers. I'll type them in, and I'll just kind of like look at the order book. I'll look at the order book. I'll get a sense for what's going on, and I'll go, is this something that I think has a potential day 2 move or another move, or, is there fresh buyers coming in? Are there fresh sellers coming in? Do I like the way that this is setting up? And then I'll kind of go from there, and I'll eliminate all the stuff I don't like. I'll keep all the stuff I do like. And then I'll go through all the news, the ASX news. I'll kind of just highlight everything that has a news catalyst. Some of them I'll read in depth. Some of them I'll just skim. Some of them won't read at all. But yeah, I'll just kind of go through and I'll just get a general sense of what I like the look of. And then I'll spend the next maybe half hour, 45 minutes before the market opens, just going through individually and identifying which things I think are going to be most in play that day. I've blindly traded high and lost 60% of my savings in 1 year. It hurts, but a lot of nerve breaking. Gradually, I'm learning bits and pieces of techniques. Should have started. Right. I hear ya. Oh, that sounds heavy. Sorry to hear that, G. But keep grinding. Like, all you can do is keep learning and keep grinding, right? Like, to be fair, this is a thing, like trading is a kind of thing where, there's so much information out there, but it's really hard it's really hard to know exactly what information to listen to and what information is good information. And if you're doing this yourself, if you're learning this yourself, it's a kind of thing where you kind of got to lose money to make money, but it's hard because losing money is shit. It's not fun. So it's not like golf, for example. You just go out there, spend 8 to 10 hours a day on a golf course, very little kind of, very little has to be sunk into it to basically get to a skill level that can kind of measure up against pros. Whereas this is a kind of thing where no, you actually need all that money, and to test yourself day in and day out, you need money in there, and you need money on the line. And yeah, that's very, very challenging, especially if the market's fucking a little bit tough as it has been in the last 3 weeks, I would say. So let me just see. So yeah, Roger, sorry, just going back to your thing about the morning prep. So I'll go through and I'll just identify each one in the morning, each group, and I'll basically narrow it down to like 1 or 2 stocks in each group. And then within the last 10 minutes, just before the market opens, I'll actually get it down to probably 2 that I really, really like the look of that I want to trade today. And then I'll just kind of keep my eye on them. I'll go through each group as they open and try and scalp around, but I'm trying to mainly smash 2 trades per day. Well, there's two things that I really like the look of that I'm trying to smash per day. Yeah. All right. So pre-market prep. Yeah, that's what I was just talking on BJ. I was just talking about that pre-market prep. But also the other things that I like to do, like I like to do a few things for myself in the morning first, like my own personal journaling and diary stuff, kind of stuff that like allows me to get up and mentally just kind of like get into the day. I've got like a gratitude journal where I just kind of like try to ground myself. I talk about, I write down notes from the previous day, stuff that I learned and stuff like that. So I do all that for myself, and then I sit down and I go through my trading prep. And the trading prep is really just about acclimatizing myself with the market conditions for the day, and where my best scalping opportunities are going to be. So OBS, and then Nader. Do you look at the depth on Iris or Spark? As I've noticed a difference in how they reload bids and offers. So I use Spark depth when I'm actually in the trade. But I use the Iris depth in the pre-market. So when I'm working out what I want to trade in the pre-market, I'll use the Iris depth. But when things are open, I'll use a Spark depth. I spend most of my time watching the Spark depth. I don't use Iris depth that much, but I find the Spark depth very, very helpful and very handy for what I do. So yeah, I spend most of my time observing that. Where we at? Could you go through one of your favorite and most repeatable trading setups, BJ? What do you mean by go through? I mean, if we're talking about match scalping, which is kind of like my bread and butter at the moment, just scalping anything with volatility is, I mean, just scalping in general really is my vibe. But yeah, I would say match scalping is probably the thing I have done the most over the last 2 years. It's probably a little bit harder at the moment. There's certain market forces at play that are kind of making it a little bit more difficult. But I've got videos, like some of my previous podcast episodes, I talk about it in depth. In the previous live chat that I did, I talk about it in depth. But basically, my match scalp setup is kind of like just kind of buying or shorting the match, and just kind of like scalping things out for only a couple of ticks. The thing is, I don't really have, I'm not able to screen share, so I can't really go into too much detail about it. And there are so many variables that are related to it. So it's a bit hard to like just say, this is kind of what it looks like. But essentially the idea is that you buy something, or you kind of put your bid in the pre-market, you get that open print, and then you kind of wait for that little spray up or spray down, whichever way, and then you kind of out straight away, bang, for like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 ticks. But it's just basically in and out. That's the whole idea of that match scalping. You're not looking for a big move. You don't have a thesis. You don't have a bias. You just like the way that the order book is set up, and then it's bang bang kind of thing. So Gialiavec. Also, guys, if you're in here and you're having a little listen and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, do you reckon you could do me a massive favor? I'm trying to push to 1,000 subs, and I'm getting real close. I probably need another 50 subs. So if you haven't subscribed and you're in here right now, can you please subscribe to me? That would be super dope. Yeah. So, and I apologize if I'm sound a little bit sniffly today. Like, as I said, I kind of woke up not feeling the best. So yeah, Gliavic, when you first started, did you decide to start each month with 20K straight away? No. So I started probably on, I think I had 3,000 when I first started. 3,000 when I first started, and then kind of as I become a lot more accustomed to the market and I kind of got a feel of what was going on, then I kind of started to ramp it up. I think I went to 5, then 10, then 20. So yeah, but that took a while. I don't think I got to 20,000 like in the bank, in the actual trading account until maybe a year and a half into my journey. So yeah, it took a while to get there, because I like just getting acclimatized to how markets work, how trading works, how execution works, kind of getting comfortable with the keyboard and how particular stocks move, and yeah, I think that all takes time to acclimatize to. So yeah, I would be starting, if I was starting again, I'd do the exact same thing. Start really small and then build it up as I get more confidence, as I start to see some results kind of come in. So where we at? Roger, thanks, Sav. So you're narrowing focus to 1 or 2 stocks total, or per group? Yeah, so I'll narrow it to like 1 or 2 per group, and then with like half an hour to go, and then as things start to set up within the last like maybe 10 or 15 minutes, I'll probably go, all right, these 2 I'm like putting all my attention on for the first hour of the day. But yeah, as I'm kind of doing my morning prep, I will come up with probably 10 to 20, so 2 to 4 per group. But idealistically, I know that there's 2 per group that I really like. And then in the last 10, 15 minutes, when you start to see all the orders come in, then I go, all right, well, there's 2 in total, 1 or 2 in total that I'm definitely going to have a crack at. Did you mainly? So Stevie Vez, baby. Do you mainly trade off walls? Yes and no. It depends on a couple of things. Depends on how stale the wall is. Yeah, it depends on how stale the wall is. It totally depends on what type of volatility is kind of going through the thing. Like today, like for example, it was a little bit trickier with art today, but I was trading a lot around those big walls at the key levels of 180s and 185s and 190s, 170s, stuff like that. I was trading off of them, using them as my entries and then exits, but it was a lot harder today because it was just very messy. Like it would not go straight through. There was kind of like they were constantly getting flushed out, so it was hard to kind of like they weren't holding the bid. It was kind of getting flushed out and then rebidding, so it's kind of hard to know, is this it? So I was constantly like taking it, say, ahead of a wall, cutting back into the wall, and then having to re-enter. So I do generally like to trade around walls, but it's not something that I have like wholehearted conviction in, no, because you don't want to, like, because I've had situations where I've gone, this wall is it's stale, blah blah blah, it's gonna it's gonna lift, and then it's just gonna fucking moon, and then I've gone for it, and then boom, dunked on. And then you kind of, because I've had conviction, like, this is gonna go straight through this wall, and because you've got that conviction, you hang on to the fucking trade, you think it's going to bounce, it doesn't bounce, and then all of a sudden you're holding the bickies, and you got your hand on your dickies. So yeah, that's not fun. So look, like anything, it's about like understanding that this is a potential opportunity and it's a potential way to play this, but it's not the only way to play this. So yeah. Virus Minus, what's your take on all the back and forth online about ADM between bag holders and traders? Man, I got no idea. Hey, I got no idea. I'm not like a finance guy. I don't claim to be. I don't read too much. I'm learning at my own pace, but I'm not someone who's going to go like read reports and go down deep and really understand this shit. I scalp. I take advantage of volatility. I take advantage of big catalysts, and although it's something I'm trying to do more of to expand my knowledge. Like it's not something that's a primary. It's not a primary function of how I spend my trading related hours. My sole focus is to just get better at my edge. So yeah, I mean, it's fun watching it all unfold, the whole ADN scenario, but it's fun and funny, I guess, watching it all unfold. But the truth is that I don't have a view at all, because it's just not my thing. Do you only really trade in the morning, or are you at the screens all day? Clint John. So Clint, it depends. It depends. So there's a little bit of A, little bit of B. There'll be periods of time where I'll only trade the first. So for example, December last year, I was in Melbourne for the first maybe week, and then for the last 3 weeks of the month, I was in Sydney trading. And because I was there I was on holiday, I only really traded the first maybe 20, 25 minutes of the day, and then just turned the computer off, and then went and spent the rest of the day with like family, friends, meeting up with people, doing that shit. So, there'll be times where I'm streaming.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there'll be times where I'll
Why didn't you say something?
it's all good.
Sorry.
There'll be times where I'll only really see, baby. That's the old.
Oh, I'm chain.
The old ball and chain. Yeah. So yeah, there'll be times where I'll either have other stuff going on or I won't feel like it's necessary to stay for the whole day. So I'll kind of trade the open and then fuck off. But when the market is like really popping, and like say for example the third week in February where it just went absolutely bonkers with a few of those like kind of smaller cap things that were just ramping. That I think PRL was one day, and I don't know, there was a few other things that were going on. It was a bit wild. That third week in February, like I got like balls deep all day, every day, like spending as much time at the computer as possible. So, I mean, when the market's dead, there's no point staying here for me. Like I'll just take my chops and get the fuck out. But you know, if it's popping, then you know, let's go. Yeah. Hope that answers the question, Clint. Alex, did you start by trading the whole session or just the open? No, I started by trading the whole session. I would I kind of I'd kind of get to the screen at like 7 a.m. and not leave until like 5 p.m. I'd do my morning prep. I would read as much as I could, understand as much as I could, watch tape. Just heaps of shit like that. And then after the session, I would review and do my report card and kind of, you know, try to expand my knowledge. So yeah, I did that maybe for the first like 6 months, I would say, at least. I kind of tapered it back for a little while, for a few months, because I was like moving and I was kind of I was scalping well, but I was like over trading throughout the middle of the day, so I kind of scaled it back for a little bit. But yeah, I definitely did start, and I would recommend that everyone do that. Like, you know, I probably still should be spending the whole day in front of the screen, but I guess, I don't know, I just got other shit going on sometimes. And I mean, not sometimes, I just got other shit going on that just requires my attention. And like, I don't need to make millions of dollars. If I make enough money in the morning to kind of get me by, then I'm happy to just go do other shit. But definitely in the first 6 months, I spent every kind of waking minute at the screens trying to figure out how to do it, really. Because I was coming from a pretty low base. So that was Alex. Roger, what percentage of your portfolio dollars are you putting on your 2 matches? I don't know. Like I'll max it out if I can. If I like the setup, I'll just get it all in there. Which is good if it works, but it's bad if it doesn't, as the first 3 weeks of March proved. Yeah, I'm not trading the Nasdaq. I like my sleep too much these days. Pre-market routine, Alex, I kind of went through that a little bit earlier, but basically, look, maybe I'll do like a full video on that, because I would need to show you my screen, and I tried to explain it earlier. It's just a bit difficult to explain it. So once I figure out how to once I get this streaming software, or I then go make my own video, I will kind of go through the morning week routine in a bit more depth. But otherwise, you can just watch the beginning of this video once I put it up on YouTube. Do you exit on market or by order? No, just on market, I think. Yeah, on market. Justin Harris, my G. Sup, G? Hey, dog. Do you know what I got back today? Justin, are you still there? I got your shirt. It returned to sender. So I found it in the letterbox today. So if you've been wondering why I haven't sent your shirt, it's not because I'm a shit cunt. It's because it got returned to sender. So I'm gonna have to get your address and resend it, G. Sorry. I'll send you. I'll put in there a couple extra civilian stickers, maybe sweeten the deal a little bit, you know. Demonarco wants to know, how often do you go to sauna for hot tip? Brother, do you know my pre-market routine is the sauna. That's it. I just go there, get my hot tips, plenty of hot tips, and then I fucking go log in. get trading. Don't do anything else. There's no point doing anything else. You know, that's where all the money is. All right, how are we going? All right, hope that answers that question, Demonarco, my boy, my G. What do we got? But hey, with ATR today, do you venture into buying dips or only Momo scalps? No, definitely buy dips. Probably wasn't doing it too much today, but no, I did it a couple of times actually. I can't remember which trades they were, but I did do it today with ART, especially if you see a lot of strength in the buying and then something gets wiped. I don't want to speak in whole truths, I guess, or I don't want to speak what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to speak definitely, but you know, you can kind of tell when something is has got a lot of strength in the buying. And in ART today, there were plenty of opportunities where things were where it was, you know, kind of stepping up, and then I think the perfect one was like the first one where it kind of fell out of the sky. I think it went down to maybe like 130, and it just kind of, or maybe 180, and it just started getting bought up instantly. Like I can't remember the numbers. I guess moral of the story is, yes, I do venture into buying dips. It is a scary prospect though, because like a lot of good traders will say that, you know, it's a little bit like depends on where it is in relation to VWAP, I guess, because if it's still not that far above VWAP, trying to buy a dip, it can be somewhat like trying to catch a falling knife. You really want to see capitulation in most scenarios. Yeah, but it's, I mean, look, it's a lot easier to trade with the Momo if you're buying stuff with the flow rather than trying to guess when it ends. Like, yeah, it makes a lot more sense. Do you think you're prepared for when the market eventually softens? Or in other words, do you think your style would be conducive to a quiet sub 10 fixed type market? Stevie. If you're saying like when the market, when there's not much going on, or do you mean like when the market's being sold off? I'm not sure what that means exactly. If you're talking about like, do I have, am I prepared for like a market with little to no, you know, volatility and strong catalysts? Then, I mean, I guess I am prepared for it, but I won't be looking forward to it because it'll kind of absolutes. Thank you, Bo. That's what I don't want to speak in absolutes. That's the word I was looking for, my G. Yeah, if that's what you're talking about, Stevie, then I think I'm prepared for it. Although the first 3 weeks of this month showed me that maybe my discipline isn't there yet, because, you know, I feel like it was a little bit like that. There wasn't, I mean, no, I guess there was plenty of opportunity in like Zip to fade it a couple of times there and buy some FLTs and stuff. So look, I guess we will see. All I can say is this, Stevie. With a renewed focus on my morning preparation and my report carding, and actually trying to get better as a trader, not just trying to like, you know, be successful and kind of like, you know, go well and get away with going well, but actually improve my skills as a trader. With a renewed focus on that, I think that I will be prepared. However, you know, only time will tell. Fly free in general, what makes you to be on the position right now with the right mindset? You know, you're winning most of the times, you don't read reports, etc. Do you just go off with technicality or chart? So I just honestly, I just trade so when I'm trading successfully, when I'm trading well, I'm sticking to what the biggest opportunity is for the day. Like if it's an ART today, or if it's an FNP from Monday, or if it's like PRL in kind of mid Feb or whatever it was, late Feb, or like zip at certain times throughout last month or January, etc. I just kind of find whatever that biggest opportunity is for the day, and I just kind of watch it all day. I trade off of volatility, and I trade off tape. Like I literally am a tape junkie. Like I trade off of, I'm in and out, bang, 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 bang. If it looks like it's being bought up, I'll buy it. If it looks like it's about to get fucking jammed, I'll sell. Bang, 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 bang. I'm literally just trading off Momo all day, in and out, in and out. So I don't know what you call that. I think that's just like spending enough time at the screen, in the market, watching enough of these things to kind of know what to look for. So, and yeah. Anyway, hope that answers your question. I also think that because you go with the right mindset. Look, my mindset really, I'm a human fucking being, right? Like my mindset like struggles on a very, very regular interval. I almost thought that like my ability to trade successfully and scalp successfully had diminished as of last week. I thought that, I just put a lot of pressure on myself to kind of be successful after, 2 really solid years of day trading. And through the first 3 weeks of this month, I just wasn't kind of reaching those heights, and I just thought maybe I'm done. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the end. Maybe I've got to stop here. But I think, and I'm kind of proud of myself for this, but I've spent the last 2 weeks really digging back into really digging back under the hood, or really opening the hood up and actually. Shut up, Dafter. I've spent the last 2 weeks really digging back under the hood and figuring out what is required to be a professional trader. Like, and I've spent a lot more time in the morning preparing. I've spent a lot more time in the afternoon reviewing, and I've been talking to professional traders. I've been spending time in the market, and I've just been not allowing myself the opportunity to fail. Like, and I'm kind of proud of myself for that. And I think that's what it takes. Like, there's going to be up and down, but as long as you don't take no for an answer, and as long as you just fucking keep pulling yourself back up, I think you'll find a way. So I think, to be fair, that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment, and what I have been doing. And yeah. Bo Absolutes, man, I'm so glad you came through with that word. Clint John, stop loss on every trade, and what's your average hold time? No, very few overnight holds. Average hold time maybe like a minute 40. I mean, today it was like ridiculous. I was like probably a minute 30 today or something, but probably on average like maybe 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. And then stop loss on every trade. Yeah. Cheers, Bo. Yeah, Dimonaco wants to know whiskey, wine, or beer. I don't mind a red wine with dinner from time to time. Very rarely drink whiskey. Lots of beer. Love beer. God, I love beer too much. Miss beer. Miss my baby boy. Mark Dafter, how's the music world treating you? Decent. Who's asking? Whiskey, surely. No, the music world, look, how's the music world treating me? I don't know. Bit of this, bit of that, honestly. It's me and music have a bit of a toxic relationship, or have had a toxic relationship. But we're working through it. We're working through it. Bo wants to know. Bo wants to know. Bo wants to know. Bo wants to know. Do you reckon the match disappears and reappears as an edge? Yes. 100%. It's been a couple of times I've been absolutely fucking, lately, chasing stuff too high. And yeah, I don't think that would have happened maybe 12 months ago, but I'll keep pressing. But yeah, I reckon it does. You guys still hear me all right out there? All good? Still hearing me loud and clear? I ate like a laksa or like a laksa thing for lunch, and I got it all over my shirt. It's literally everywhere. What? Useless. If you're hanging out in the comment section and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, can you please go do it now? That would be so cool. Mark Dafter, I'm looking at you. I want that subscribe, baby. Hard stops. Yeah. Ches Bizzo. Top 3 Oz hip hop artists. Oh, right now? Ches, right now, let me know right now my top 3 favorite hip hop artists at this moment, not including yourself. Funny. I like that. Look, I love Manu Crooks. Like, I love Manu Crooks. I still love 360. I'll never not love 360. 360 is the GOAT as far as I'm concerned. Manu Crooks, 360, and I got to say Chillin' It just because he's got bars. But that's just off the top of my head. Like, yeah, those 3 guys would be up there though. They're like, they all have different dynamics. Like, Manu's very, obviously has a very American flavor. 60 to me is still the punchline king and the GOAT of Australian hip hop. And then Chillin' It is kind of like, one of the new dons, got bars, incredibly talented rapper. So yeah, there's a few. They're the 3 that I really like at the moment. Mark Dafter. Is Dafter your last name? Oh, lol. That wasn't a question to me. What platform you use? I follow you on Twitter. What are those screenshots taken from? Yeah, that's it. Demonaco, are you a troll? I can't figure it out. What's the deal, G? Will you sell panties in your online shop? I want some pink ones with pump and dump on them. Like, that's actually a good idea. That's actually quite funny. I like that. But I'm not 100% sure if you're a troll or not. What's going on? Are you here because you want to contribute and hang out, be a good dude, or, what's up? Talk to me. Are we hanging or are we banging? You know what I mean? Anyway, so subscribed. Dope. Although I do like the panties idea. That's not too bad. So what platform do you use? So the screenshots are taken from yeah, that's true. Not much. You're just like me. We're just not doing much. Yeah, so the screenshots are taken from Iris Trader. I use FP Markets through Iris Trader. And then I use Samika Trade Journal. Is there a fee with the trades you make? Yeah, I pay a commission per trade. Everyone does. It's part of the game. Commission is a fact of life. Here we go. Sam G. When starting off as a beginner trader, how did you reach professional traders so you could learn from them? Most times Twitter and Discord is so much noise. Yeah, I agree with that, Sam. My story, if you don't know, I got super lucky in that my best mate, Nicholas Fabio, actually mentored me, showed me the ropes, and as a result of his mentorship and being like one of his best mates, I was kind of privileged to speak to and get to know some guys who are fairly talented traders. So yeah, I've been a bit lucky in that sense. Actually, I've been very lucky in that sense. Not everyone kind of gets access. What I would say is because it happens on Twitter as well. There's a lot of like noise. People have stuff to say. I think you can find the people that are real and that you can connect with and that actually have relevant stuff to say and actually care about it. It does take time, but like for example, when I'm on Twitter, I'll be posting my shit. There'll be people commenting, whatever. But the people who like I actually connect with, who I actually think know what's going on, like I'll DM him and we'll chat and we'll fucking break bread and kind of share ideas and kind of build a relationship. So I think there is good stuff out there. There is interesting people out there. There is relevant information out there. You just got to kind of like apply everything through a bit of a sieve, grain of salt scenario. Yeah. And don't be quick to rush in. Don't be quick to rush in. Did you start offline or met face-to-face with professional traders? Yeah, as I said, yeah, it's hard. Ches Bizot, you thought about switching in Bast? Thought about it a few times. Not sure. Might. Still might. Still on the cards. Nah. I like it at FP at the moment. I'm happy there. So yeah, as long as I'm happy and I've got no complaints, I don't see a problem. But we'll see. When reviewing and you find improvements, how do you find transferring this to in battle? Reviewing and finding improvements. It's tough, and it generally just doesn't happen over time. I think you got to do it consistently. Like at the moment, like the way that I traded, kind of ART and FMP this week, I've reviewed both of them, and I'll try to apply some stuff tomorrow, but I don't think it'll be a straight away kind of thing. Actually, today might have been a good example. Let me tell you about today. So ART, obviously it had that big move up to like 190, then it come down to 170. It just basically chopped all day. This is a good example because probably 3 months ago there was a trade in Zip, or there was a day where Zip kind of did a similar thing where it kind of, I think it puked, and then it kind of bounced, and then it kind of consolidated all day. And I spent the whole day, I'm talking maybe like 3 hours, trying to short it in anticipation for the next leg down. However, the next leg down never came, and I just basically chopped myself up. Whereas today, even though like I did kind of overtrade a little bit in the last like maybe hour, I kind of sat out between like maybe 12 and like 2:30. I didn't bother trying to trade it because I just thought like this is just chop. Like I'm going to waste time here. So that might be a good example. Like reviewing and writing stuff down might not be something you can apply like the next day or even that week, but it might find its way into your trading over time. And I think maybe today that would have been an example where I remembered that day with Zip where I was like just trying to trade it all day in anticipation for that next move that didn't actually come. And I just burned through all these commissions and like, I was kind of, I basically started and ended in the same spot. The only difference is that the amount of commissions that I just fucking churned through. And yeah, it just kind of mentally fatigues you as well. So yeah, I would say that, you know, the taking it into battle is, I think it happens by kind of osmosis almost, like where you write it down and you might not necessarily think, oh, I've got to apply that tomorrow. But the more you write down, the more you absorb and the more you learn, the more equipped you are making yourself without knowing it. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up in a sec, guys. I need to go for a fucking beauty nap or something. Dimonarco. Oh no, that's not a question. In Samika, do you tag all your scalps? Nah, don't. I yeah. I don't know. That's pretty much the end of that. Why didn't you think to trade around the core and look for the big picture? So the thing about the whole big picture, you know, trading around a core scenario is, well, one, I didn't think it was worth that much. I didn't think it was worth $1.90. Like the IPO was at 65 cents. And, you know, from all the things that I had heard anecdotally about Airtasker, like, it didn't feel like it was that, you know, valuable. I don't know. I just didn't think it was going to move like that. And I just find that, like, I would rather just like lock in my profit and build a stack. I don't like this idea. I just kind of, it's just a mental thing for me. I don't like, I don't like kind of having stuff go against me. Like, I like to kind of get in, catch the move, and then get out. Because, like, let's just say if you kind of like buy some 170, you know, you chip out a bit at 180, hoping to hold the core for like a bigger move, and then it kind of goes and retests 170. You know, what are you doing then? Are you just like, I don't know. I just don't like putting myself in that position. I'm not a trend trader. I've never been a trend trader. I've always been a scalper, and I just feel most comfortable there. So yeah, I just don't feel comfortable with that. The whole potential of something reversing dramatically, and now you're like, I think I tried to do it on GN's VUL yesterday. So VUL, it wasn't really like a core position kind of scenario, but yesterday in VUL, I chopped half out really nicely at like 659, and then I held the other half 7,500, hoping, you know, to kind of catch the bigger move. And then what happened was it burst through 580, and while I was waiting for a bid to step up so I could hit it, the bottom fell out of it, and it went basically straight back down to where I bought it from. And my, you know, $3,500 open position turned into $1,600 because I had that half position still there that was kind of going backwards. And that just kind of like mentally just fucks you up a little bit, because I know I could have, you know, I could have got the whole thing out at, you know, this price, and now I kind of got to get it out back down here. Yeah, but that's just me. That's just how I trade. That's just where I feel most comfortable. John Smith, yes, ASX announcements is one of them, but, you know, wherever you can find information, anything could potentially create a trade. Like, you look at FLN today. FLN was a trade based on ART. You know, you just kind of could keep your eyes open. Do you find any supplement work for mental clarity like modafinil? Carl, I've used modafinil a fair bit. It's tough with trading because I get like so like worked up when I'm trading. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got to look into that a bit more. Sativ. Yeah, it's an interesting point. I mean, like, but the thing is, I did follow the volume, and I'm a tape reader. the thing is, I'm a tape reader, and as soon as I see something looks like it's about to get sold into, I cut. So, like, when I see the tape change, I'm out. Bang. Like, yeah, anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. Carl, yeah, I have used modafinil. It's hard to use with trading though, because it's like modafinil just fucking pumps you up, you know, and so does trading. So if you're like using them two together, it's like well, for me anyway. Maybe I have too much modafinil, but I feel like if you were to use the right amount of modafinil, maybe it could work if you're having like a quarter of a tablet. And you're having it at the right times, maybe half an hour before the open, and then maybe one at 12, maybe a quarter at 12 or something like that. Yeah. What else? What do you call it? Lion's Mane. There's a company called Life Cycle. I've used them a fair bit. Lion's Mane, really good. Oh, funny cunt. Shut up, Ruku. Everyone say hello to my little brother Ruku. Actually, that was my cousin as well, Mark Dafter. He was trolling. That's my little brother Ruku right there. Where am I at? Modafinil. How do you cope outside of trading during drawdowns? Do you find it filters through beyond the screens? Reese, that's a great question. Yes. They all kind of work in unison, I would say. Like, as much as you would like to, I mean, like, let's be real though. If you work any other normal job, if work is going good, you come home happier, right? If work is going shit, you fucking come home grumpy. Like, that's kind of normal, right? That happens in other jobs. I think trading is similar. Like, if I have a good day trading, I fucking am 100% more energized and feeling better about the world. I would like to not be so attached to the results. And I am getting better at it. It used to hit me a lot harder. But yeah, I think it's kind of, it's part of the job, really. Like, you just try to manage it as best as you can. What I do, and what I think when I'm handling the best, I think yesterday was a good example. So I'm working on a business with my brother, and yesterday I traded poorly, and I was kind of was minus 2K on the day or something. And I was a bit frustrated by the effort, considering Monday was such a good day. But instead of like sulking or beating myself up, I just went straight into the office with him, and I smashed out a really productive afternoon on working on our business. So I like to do is I like to go to the gym or work on music or work on this business that we're working on. Just go and smash myself in positive ways. Yeah, that's kind of how I tend to / like to handle it when I'm yeah. Yeah, let's roll with that. Clint, yeah, sometimes I trade more than one at a time, generally to my detriment. Today was a good example. You trade in, I think, GNC and Web at the same time. Neither of them worked very well. I missed key signals in the tape on both of them, and I just did not trade them both good at all. So I would say, yeah, it's not ideal. And then, yeah, Spark replays for sure, watching all that. All right, I'm going to answer this one more, and then I'm going to bugger off. If you enter to trade art tomorrow, what's the first thing that comes into your mind? What do you look for? Oh, I don't know, dude. The order book. Yeah, the order book. Sativ. Do you hold because others you know are involved? Oh, interesting question, Steve. Honest question, if you can answer this. I'll answer this because I like this question. It depends how many you've back tested, because it's a bit hard to make a statement based on me being in drawdown, because it has a lot to do with tape. It's not necessarily about. No, I can answer that fully. That's fine. No, it has nothing to do with others being involved. Maybe right at the beginning of my career, in the first couple of months, because I still had no idea what I was doing. But now I trade completely independently, and I've traded completely independently for at least the last 18 months, maybe 2 years. The first couple of months, I'll admit, there probably was a couple of times where, it felt good to know that someone else is doing something that kind of gave me credibility. But that was literally only the first couple of months, when I still barely even knew what a bid or an offer was. In the last 18 months to 2 years since I've been a full-time professional trader, no, the answer is no. The reason that I do hold in drawdown would probably be because I see some strength in the tape, and I know that, okay, no, all right, I'll give you, it's 2 reasons. One is I see strength in tape, and I have conviction in the bigger move. And 2 is I'm gambling, and I don't want to cut because I'm a baggy. So they're the 2 situations where I will hold something in drawdown, is when I'm not trading well and I'm hanging on, hoping it's going to bounce back. The other situation is when it's a strong catalyst. I've got a good entry, and I'm happy to hold. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question. All right, guys, I got off. Yes. Answers yes, Kyle. How do you balance your incomings and outgoings from your account? Do you withdraw? Yeah, sorry, Jace, you missed it. Nah, I withdraw at the end of each month. So I scrape my account back to 20K at the end of each month. And then I just kind of, live off what I get out over that 20. All right, guys, I'm going to bail because I want to go get my beauty sleep, as I mentioned. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Slap Happy Live. Yeah, grab me next time, Jace. I will start to do this regularly. Once I get this streaming software, I'm gonna maybe get it up and kind of go over. Maybe I'll do I know I've said that I'm gonna do like the weekly kind of catch up thing, or weekly kind of review thing. I still am wanting to do that. It's just there's a few other things in my life that are kind of taking priority at the moment. So yeah, I wanted to do today though, because I'm not able to get the Slap Happy up tonight. But I will try and get the next episode up in the next couple of days, tomorrow, Friday at the latest. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and thanks for going live with Sav. Boy, yeah, web baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what the dubs are for. Website. You feel me? All right. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and peace out. See you in the markets. Let's go.